Welcome back to Shenzhen, and first round action here at the Li-NING China Masters, a Super 750 event on the HSBC BWF World Tour. Next up, we have women's singles, and it's Pornpawee Chochuwong of Thailand up against the Olympic bronze medalist Gregoria Mariska Tunjung of Indonesia. Now, this match also from the bottom quarter of the draw, and in this section is the new world number 2, Wang Shi-yi. Went up to a career high yesterday, Wang Shi-yi, and by my calculations, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung will go up to a career high next week. She'll go up to number 6 on the world ranking. Currently number 8. So Gao Fengzhe and Alina Kristoffersen in this section, and they're on court right now, court number 2. But all our focus here on court number 1 and the Olympic bronze medalist Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, fresh from a final last week at the Kumamoto Masters.
I have black and red. You choose. And red for you. Red. Serve. And you?
So Chochuwong has chosen to serve, and Mariska, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, has been able to choose ends. Interesting that Tunjung chose the opposite colour, I think, of her shirt, didn't she? Anyway, that doesn't really matter. This is Pornpawee Chochuwong, who is 26 years of age, from Rayong, and 170 equates to 5'7". Went up 1 place on the world rankings yesterday to 16, but has been inside the top 10, in fact, 4 weeks at her career high of 8 across 2 different spells. Playing in her first China Masters because she withdrew last year, did Pornpawee Chochuwong. The number 6 seed, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, is 25 years of age, from Wonogiri in central Java. She's the shorter of the 2. That equates to about 5'5". Olympic bronze medalist in the semi-final. She lost in 3 games to the eventual gold medalist, Young. And in winning the bronze medal, she became the 4th women's singles player from Indonesia to medal at the Olympics, 16 years after the last player, Maria Kristen Yulianti, who was a bronze medalist in 2008. So for Tunjung, a couple of finals this year, not only last week in Kumamoto, but also reached the final of the Swiss Open.
Ready to play.
And we know that Chochuwong is in good form because last week she lost in the semi-final stage to Yamaguchi, who then beat Tunjung in the final in Kumamoto. 4 semi-finals this year for Chochuwong. Well, it's almost 20 months since Chochuwong has been in a final where she actually won the title. That was the Swiss Open in March last year.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung, Indonesia. And on my left, Pornpawee Chochuwong, Thailand. Pornpawee Chochuwong to serve. Love all. Play.
Umpire Shahusani of Austria calling for the match to begin. Two players, Steen, I think, with lovely skills.
Absolutely beautiful technical skills, both of them.
Yeah. So this is an eighth meeting between these two players, and of the previous 7, Tunjung has won 4 of them, including the last 2. Last time they met was at the quarter-final stage of the Swiss Open earlier this year. And as I've just told you, Tunjung went on to reach the final in Basel, losing out to Carolina Marin. Had a match point in the deciding game, did Tunjung. And incidentally, that was Marin's 2nd title in 2 weeks, because she'd won the All England Championship the week before.
4 love.
Any news on how Carolina Marin is getting on?
No, I follow her on social media, and she's at all kinds of awards and stuff like that. But I don't know if she's started practicing badminton yet, or it's a plan to start practice badminton. I believe it is, but I haven't seen her start. And, how long is it since the Olympics? That was in August.
It was the beginning of August, where...
So we're just 3 months away, so perhaps a little bit early.
Yeah. It's a nice drop from Tunjung.
Yeah, and
2, 4.
we said that both of them have wonderful technical skills. I think Tunjung is a little bit more efficient with her technical skills than Chochuwong normally is. I give Chochuwong a little bit of an advantage on the movement.
Service over. 5, 2.
And on the reach.
Yeah, being that couple of inches taller, Chochuwong.
I think Tunjung much more clear on her game plan.
Six, 2.
She started the Kumamoto Masters without any strapping on the left knee, did Tunjung. So that's going to be interesting to see if that has any impact as the match unfolds here.
Well, both the winners of the singles last week in Kumamoto have lost first round here this week.
Yeah.
And of course was Li Shifeng in the men's singles, and Akane Yamaguchi losing earlier today as well.
Out. Service over.
It's also not an easy travel. We tried it, and we went by car and train and airplane. The only thing we didn't use was a boat, but we could have used a boat to get to Shenzhen, port city.
Wasn't there a film called Plane, Train and Automobile?
I think so. I think I've heard something like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, we should have done our own version, Steen.
Service over.
It's not got a rhythm to it yet, this match, has it? But it is still early stages.
Yeah, and I think given the playing conditions, at the moment, Tunjung plays too short, leaving the initiative mostly for Chochuwong.
9, 4.
Nice drop.
That's a
Service
super
over.
smash.
5-9.
Absolutely delightful. Bit of reverse slice on that.
Yes, exactly. One of the first times I really noticed that was with a countryman of Tunjung, former Olympic champion Taufik Hidayat. Especially on his straight smashes from his forehand side, he used to like to put a little bit of reverse slice on it.
Missed it. So it's
11-5.
a 6-point
Interval.
advantage for Pornpawee Chochuwong here in the opening game against the number 6 seed, Tunjung.
Jadi kayak masih baca kondisi
Only
lapangannya
6
juga ya.
minutes, my goodness.
Lapangan enak, kamu lebih enak bebas ya. Enak.
Tapi anginnya kanan kirinya tuh kayak agak goyang kan Kak?
Fokus. Kalau itu kalau fokus semua jadi mudah. Biar kalau tenang semua jadi mudah.
Agak takut karena kemarin sama sekali nggak nyobain, jadi kayak mau nyoba untuk rallying, takut posisinya gimana-gimana gitu.
Sekarang ini itu di
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
I very much like the fact that in the coaching break there between Tunjung and her coach, that there was lots of discussion.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
No idea what they said.
Probably discussion around the playing conditions. He's done well with the Indonesian women's singles. Heli Janudin, the coach, since he took over. Kusuma has made quite a nice progress, and so did some of the younger ones, Esther Wadoyo, who's now injured.
enakin dulu ya.
But she was on the right track. And once you feel that you sort of like, you can do it, then it's easier to come back from injury. You have more motivation, but here it's errors galore so far from Tunjung.
Well, there's never been an Indonesian semi-finalist at the China Masters. In the women's singles, that is.
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't specific enough there.
No, there were some years where they struggled in terms of producing women's singles, but once in a while in other tournaments showed up and made a good result here and there. Always tough competition here in China.
And of course, when the China Masters started off in 2005 as a Grand Prix, then it became a Super Series, then it became a Grand Prix Gold, and then we had 2 China Opens, and now we've reverted back to a China Open and a China Masters. The first China Masters was last year.
It's all very confusing.
Totally confusing.
It's even, I mean, are we in the right place here? Or have we just crashed the tournament and started commentating on it? It's gone on. But surely the first game must be gone in terms of winning it for Tunjung, even though we've seen some remarkable comebacks over the past 2 weeks here. Last week, I should say. Last week in Kumamoto. And there's been a few here as well in the first 2 days. The look on her face there, Tunjung said, what is going on?
Nice.
Service over. 8.
Well, I said on the early stages, I didn't think it had much rhythm to it so far, this opening game, and it still hasn't.
That has become an understatement. Chochuwong playing good shots. It's gone wide. Oh, that's a shot or call that normally would be challenged, I suppose.
Yeah. Let's have another look at it. Oh,
That was probably in.
difficult to tell, wasn't it? Missed it.
Service over.
I would say she's made more errors in this first game, Tunjung, than she did in all of the tournament up until the final last week in Japan.
Yeah.
That's been extraordinary.
Service over. 10-19.
And I think it's important that Tunjung actually finds a bit of rhythm before the start of the second game.
Some kind of rhythm, yeah.
Lay.
At least to keep her warm.
12-19.
Even though there's points in that one, that doesn't really count as
You need to get ready faster.
finding any rhythm or getting yourself into the game.
Well taken.
Service over.
Game point opportunities.
20. Game point 12.
8 of them for Pornpawee Chochuwong.
Service over. 13-20.
Opening game, 21-13 in favour of Pornpawee Chochuwong.
13.
Opening game in just 13 minutes.
เราระวังเขาหลอกลูกอะถูกแล้วแต่เวลาพอหมิวเทิร์นลูกกลับไปอะไม่ใช่จะเอาตายเข้าใจปะหมิวจะเอาตายเลยไม่ต้องเอาตายเข้าใจไหมเพราะหมิวออกมาตีหมิวตีกลับไปเลยอะบางทีมันเข้ามือเข้าใจปะวิ่งคอร์ดแล้วตีไปตามจุดอะอย่าไปคิดว่าจะเอาตายเห็นเขาช้าเราจะเอาตายไม่ใช่เข้าใจไหมตีไป5 ไม้ขึ้นอ่ะมีสมาธินะอย่าไปสนใจว่าเขาจะอะไรที่ไม่รู้เราสมาธิของเราก็จะว่าเขาอยากตี1 2 3จบ1 2 3จบเราเทิร์นกลับไป4 5 6เขาก็ไม่อยากตีแล้วเข้าใจป่ะแต่ลักษณะที่เราเทิร์นกลับไปไม่ใช่รับอย่างเดียวให้มันออกลูกมาดิมันจะออกหน้าไม้มันจะหลอกอะไรไม่รู้อ่ะเข้าใจไหม
Interesting to me that both players were back on court, in essence ready before the call of 20 seconds.
Second game. Love all. Play.
So 1 game to the good. Pornpawee Chochuwong against the Olympic bronze medalist Gregoria Mariska Tunjung.
1 love.
Now, as far as the race to the World Tour finals to be staged next month in Hangzhou, here in China, by my calculations, Tunjung has already qualified.
Yeah, definitely.
Whereas Chochuwong is at the moment currently at 8, and the current Olympic champion is down at 10, so she'll get an automatic invitation. So Chochuwong has got to overtake at least one of the other Thai players.
Yes, and she can't overtake Busanan. So she's got to overtake Sudirman Kitong. And to do that, she needs to go 1 round further than Kitong here, who's already won her first round match.
Wow.
So that's a direct battle between these two players from Thailand, just as it's a battle between Akane Yamaguchi and Tomoka Miyazaki from Japan for the remaining spots. Miyazaki needs to reach the final to pip Yamaguchi out of the World Tour finals.
So mathematically it's possible,
Yeah,
but not probable.
not probable.
Gregoria. Because I'm here, if I think it's not correct,
Well taken.
4-1.
I have to say that Chochuwong looks very fired up for that, and she will have made those calculations that you've made herself, won't she? So,
I hope so.
Yeah.
Yep.
She'll know what's required.
It's a tough task for her as well. If we look at the draw,
5-1.
where Kitong has a matchup against Malvika Bansot, the newcomer from India, in the second round. So I hope Kitong is the clear favorite in
Yes.
that match between
Yeah.
the two left-handers. But of course, if you're Chochuwong, you can't really think of that. You've got to focus on getting the job done here in the first match.
Service over.
Yeah, and look at that reaction.
6-2.
She is very fired up for this.
And Tunjung looked a little bit, or looks a little bit like a Sven Force in terms of physical and mentally as well, I think.
Well, let's not forget that after the Olympics, went back to her home country and almost immediately was hospitalized for 7 days with chickenpox.
Yeah. Oh, that's a beauty.
That's a super shot. And that sort of thing will have taken its toll physically.
Yeah.
I mean, she's tried to come back on the World Tour. She's done awfully well. But, you know, the reserves must be depleted.
Played a long, grueling tournament last week. Traveled here.
Yeah.
Knows that shortly she's going to be on the road again to Hangzhou. This is better, except for the last shot there.
Service over. 7-3.
And it seems at the moment the goal for Chochuwong should be to just sort of like extend the rallies without trailing too much in them. Good coverage. Oi, that's a beauty.
Service over. 4-7. Pornpawee. Service over. 5-8.
Length on the
Service over.
service return there from Chochuwong.
9-4. Service over. 6-9.
I think there's little signs that Tunjung is beginning to find more rhythm.
Yeah.
Missed it.
Wow.
7-9.
Was that just a look of disappointment, or was that frustration that there's
Yeah.
no instant review?
But she would have missed or lost the challenge there, I think.
Yeah, no, I thought it was wide.
But the shot quality has gone down
8-9.
from Chochuwong. She's falling behind in the opening of the rallies, leaving it to Tunjung to play good shots from above tape level. Most of them overhead.
Long of the
Service
back line.
over. 10-8.
Return of
11-8.
serve error
Interval.
and a little stamping of the feet in frustration from Tunjung. Yeah, and I like that coaching. A little pat on the back, a little smile.
Masuk dulu.
Don't panic. There's only 3 points in it.
Yes, dia kan matiin kayak. Itu kan bisa dimatiin. Nah, tadi ingat, lemahnya dari mana? Bola-bola bawah, koordinasi, turun, kali balik dan balik lagi. Oke, ya. แล้วลองไปโฟร์แฮนด์หน่อยฮะโฟร์แฮนด์ดีกว่านะโฟร์แฮนด์เขา
Thank you, Language. Eleven, 8. Play.
So 11-8 the advantage in this second game for Pornpawee Chochuwong, having already won the opening game against the number 6 seed, Gregoria Mariska Tunjung.
9-11.
I said just before the break, Steen, I liked the Indonesian coaching there. You know, there's obviously frustration from Tunjung. Obviously, I don't know what he said,
No.
but the fact that he approached with a smile on his face, he patted her on the back as if to say, don't worry, we're still in there. I like that. Because, in all honesty, Tunjung has not been her normal self in the match so far. And no question of him sort of coming onto court saying, what on earth are you doing?
Yeah, no. But she started to hit that top of the tape. I don't know
10,
for which time she hit the top of the tape there. That was amazing.
Nice drop.
Service over. 13-10.
That's well judged.
11-13.
I don't think there's an awful lot of difference in the two ends, Steen. There is a little, but it's still, as we saw in that last rally, more than possible to hit long both ends. Well, not that we saw it hit long in both ends in the last rally.
No.
Super. Absolutely wonderful shot from Chochuwong.
11. Thank you.
Clearly the longest rally of the match so far. Yeah. Outmaneuvered Tunjung in the end. That was the punch clear that did the damage.
Pornpawee. You need to play it faster. You are walking around too much.
(15-11). Umpire not happy that they've been wandering around, asking them to play faster in between rallies.
16.
By Chochuwong here.
Yeah.
If she can get the initiative, she has a great chance of staying alive in the World Tour Finals race.
Yeah. Backhand from Chochuwong.
12-16.
Not deep enough in court, and it got what it deserved.
Service over. 17-12.
Time is running out for Tunjung.
It's been a very different player from the one we saw last week.
Yeah.
In terms of Gregoria Mariska Tunjung. But Chochuwong has also made it difficult for her.
Yeah, and as we talked earlier on, she's looked highly motivated from the start.
Yeah.
13-19.
Only 140 points behind Keitong.
Service over.
It's desperately close, isn't it? But it's not close in this opening match. Chochuwong, 7 match point opportunities against the Olympic bronze medalist.
Service over. 14-20.
Service error from Tunjung, her second, just about sums up the match from the Indonesian point of view. 21-13, 21-14, the victory for Pornpawee Chochuwong. Just 32 minutes and through to the second round. So there'll be no one more disappointed by Tunjung's performance than Tunjung herself. So 3 of the 4 singles finalists from last week all lost in the first round this week. And there is confirmation of how last week's women's singles finalist Tunjung was beaten by an inspired performance today by Pornpawee Chochuwong. 21-13, 21-14 in 32 minutes.